I have to address this. You know who should get a lot of praise? The editor note. Honestly, they have been hilarious throughout the entire series so far. Maybe not all of them, but in this chapter, priceless. In this series, it's tough to be completely happy with whatever that seems good or a moment that the fans has been waiting for. While the last couple of pages are the main highlight that has everyone talking, the chapter itself has a lot to talk about with its moving words, a sudden development, and an eerie foreshadow. It does surprise me with its direction that I didn't feel cheated or disappointed. It maintains the characters in their rightful track. It's the matter of timing to execute one narrative or another. It also leads up to a different point that I left wondering on what to expect for the next. It does resume the nature of build-up, but it works well since it is building up to a great deciding factor of Tokyo. I said many times that there's a good chance that Toka would lash out and beat the crap out of Musuki. Instead, her character goes into fight first, emotion later, meaning she continues to portray the way she has. It's fitting that despite how rash she can be, she's smart enough to maintain her cool, especially this is her best friend we're talking about. Also, Yoriko's is under arrest, which I am still worried about her status. Surprised that Musuki does maintain order of CCG. I wonder how Tokyo will react. Despite that Toka plays it like a stranger to Yoriko, that kick of hers and her expression lets you know that deep down she's freaking pissed. I like how this was handled, and Musuki still couldn't break Toka as much as she wanted to. To make matter worse, Kaneki reminds some fans who for whatever reason think he's too weak that he still got it. It was pretty sweet that Kaneki was just dodging and wait until he can fight again, timing the drug wearing out. You got to love how he called Aura a greenhorn, obviously reference to Rookie. It's as if Kaneki heard the comments and responded back with ease. I know that he wasn't that easy to be dealt with. Like I said before, the real trouble is how long he has to wait until he can help again, rather than he will get manhandled easily. The problem does arise with All Guy's arrival. Ever wonder what would have been like if Moomin Rider was in this series? Well, look no further than All Guy with a funny exchange with Kaneki. He's like, "Seriously?" In which one kid responds, "Yeah, we are under 18. That sense of humor from Ishida is quite something. Maybe he could do a gag manga next. Anyway, those bikes aren't ordinary as wheels can cause explosion or something. That's always nice. All the more reason for me to not to ride one. After many speculation I gone through, this one decides to call the battle off and run away, leaving Red Cafe on fire. At least it won't be another raid on the cafe, but it makes me wonder the prime target area. Musuki lost her mind that even All Guy calls her scary. It's the best time to calm her down before the next set of action begins, presuming Uri having a chat with her. Otherwise, her destination is going to end at death. After the action scene, it mellows down with a couple of discussion with various characters, all of which are moving in their own rights and deliver a meaningful insight of life. Tomoe, the girl that Takizawa forced her to assist him back at Rue Island, reappears here. I would admit, I thought Ishida forgot about her since she just disappeared in the last arc. I have to remember that he remembers his characters dearly. The discussion centers on the cause of destruction and what leads to it. It's a strong message on how everything has its origin. Tadora taught her that the sense of smell is where it begins, and from that point on, it leads to the chain of the devastation. While it does interpret it on how much of a leader he was, it does give an eerie feeling that the destruction is upon them. All it takes is one track location. It leaves you feeling frightened with the thought of the worst has yet to come. It is true that one small amount of grasp can start a chain that ultimately leads to one of their downfall. Much like learning about your enemy's location, it allows you to update and perhaps gain a huge advantage. That all said, this is a reference to the thought that the ghouls may have nowhere to live if Furuta's reign continues. The cross reference to that is with Suzuya and Uri's conversation. I love how Uri's managed to slip in and calls Furuta a piece of shit. Such a great way to use the thought. This surprisingly has a deep and heartfelt conversation about war, especially that it's coming from Suzuya out of all people. I like how Uri joins in as if he needs that comforting as well. Suzuya has a speech about his point of view on war. The eerie part is that he reflects this moment similar to Tokyo Ghoul, and that worries me a lot. Because of it, it leaves him thinking that a lot of people are going to die, and coming from him, he knows that he truly has developed a lot from that time. If he didn't, he'd probably be hyped about it. Instead, this makes him think if it's fine to keep living the way it is today. Just deal with ghouls and proceed on living. Now it feels like extermination is coming. This troubles me on how it feels like we must expect the next arc to be a massive game changer. I still find it feeling like it's the last arc before we move to the next chapter of the series. The paper airplane is a haunting parallel to Otaku Raid arc. So could this really be the arc to change the direction entirely? The last discussion piece and the main highlight for many is the Toka and Kanaki's moment. As I said it before, Toka lets out her discomforting feeling about Yoriko, though perhaps holding back some. It's ironic that she's the one that talked about killing a human friend if they are caught being a ghoul, yet she has to turn to Kanaki and talk about desiring to help one. You can somewhat call it karma. It's depressing because not only they share the same problem of wanting to see, but Kanaki, looking torn, couldn't answer in a good manner about the desire to see a friend, or in his case, he did. You can tell that although he doesn't want to meet them because he will recklessly lose his sight, he appears that he is hurt by that thought alone. He would sacrifice his friendship if it would mean to keep him safe, even if it does pains him throughout his life. That's hard to accept. This chapter leans more towards the showcase of emotions when it comes to visual. As solid as it is in the action scene, the emotional expression is what compels me, and rightfully so. These characters are going through many hardships that begin to question their state of mind. What's right and what's wrong no longer has an easy path to walk through. There's that paper airplane that leaves a frightening note. Kanaki's expression on desire to see a friend is well spot on with the look of pain. So, let's get to the real meat of the chapter, no pun intended. The cliffhanger has undoubtedly piqued my interest, Perry fan or not. Toko shoves Kanaki and proceeds to approach him really close, and it ends there. I don't know if this is Ishida's mind game, but it highly suggests that Toka has kissed him off panel, or more like you don't see the kiss, but the position does suggest it. Now, is it really a kiss? I would say it does appear to be. It's similar to Akira and Amon's intimate moment. I know that the kiss scene has been done hidden, but what if Ishida is toying with that approach? It makes you think that with Toka and Kanaki. I'm not doubting that it is a kiss scene. I'm all in for it, but it could be a troll move on his end. The next chapter preview suggests that continuation from this, so expect a concrete answer. What made Toka to approach him like that? It has been said that love making can calm the stress. In fact, I have seen this act a couple of times in media, including Kogi's. It's understandable since she lost someone and her cafe no less. That really got to put her at an uneasy position. Not to mention, the way of how Kanaki said about friends could have moved her to approach him quick before something worse will happen to one. If it's a kiss scene, that's great. Awesome. Unfortunately, there's a huge flag with a skull next to me, waving tremendously, and I only feel sick. This is a moving chapter that ends a fun action and leads to a series of deep conversation. Characters begin to doubt their position, life, and feelings, all of which have signified that the next arc will be the moment of their life will change forever. It's a feeling that it wants you to feel happy about a possible dream come true, but in hindsight, we should prepare for a nightmare. I'm giving this chapter a 9. Well, that escalated quickly. Or is it a troll move, just like the Virgin talk? I can't trust Ishida, especially the aftermath. What are your thoughts of this chapter? Did Toka kiss Kanaki? Did Kanaki block himself from kissing? Is this a troll move by Ishida? Time will tell, but if we're going to guess, I'm going to say the lips did connect, though I think Kanaki probably would push her away. That's the way I see it. Otherwise, that flag is going to continue to wave, and I don't want that to happen any longer. I want that to calm itself, or I just want to burn it altogether. So what do you want to have, Perry fans? I would love to have this the actual canon moment, but, you know, it's a huge gamble. We'll see what happens. And that will do it for the review. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you like this and want more of this, subscribe to my channel, and my world will be yours to stay. Until next time, take care.